Hey guys, welcome back to the Silver Motion. As always, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot. If you're enjoying the videos, please hit like, subscribe, and if you find the content interesting and want to leave a comment, I would really appreciate that. I had quite a few different ideas for videos that I wanted to put out before this one, but to put it in simple words, I've just been obsessed lately with the thing. You know, when you find something really cool and you get all hyped about it? That's where I'm at right now. I absolutely love John Carpenter's 1982 rendition, and I also enjoy the 2011 prequel quite a bit. But what truly fascinates me and what this video is about is the creature itself. I believe the thing might be the most fascinating creature and probably the most puzzling as well that we've ever seen on screen. I drive a lot for work and I find myself going down the rabbit hole with all sorts of odd questions about the creature. One of the many things I love about movies and art in general is that it is completely open for interpretation and we have the freedom to come up with our own theories and conclusions about what a certain piece means. It happens all the time with songs, for example. You can have two people listen to the same song, and each one of them has a total different opinion about what the song means. And then you have a choice. And that choice is to do a bit of research and find out what the artist meant when he or she wrote the song. A lot of times, even they don't want to tell you what they meant. They want to leave it open for interpretation. And I find that to be one of my favorite things about art. In this particular case, we will be talking about the thing, the creature, and all of the different theories, all of the questions that come to mind. And as I mentioned, it is open for interpretation. So these are some of my own theories that I came up with. And also, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely went down the rabbit hole and, went into the wiki fandom and I watched a million YouTube videos. I rewatched the movies. I visited some of the darkest corners of the internet. For all of you who only take elements from the original book, Who Goes There, as canon, that is totally cool. Just keep an open mind, since these are some of my personal theories and, some stories that I found online. With that said, let's get to the questions. Before question number one, I just want to make something very clear. The thumbnail, that's not clickbait. That's a real question and it's coming. But for question number one, we have, does the thing have feelings and thoughts of its own? And here is where the headache begins. I believe that yes, the thing not only has thoughts and feelings of its own, but it might even have an entire library of thoughts from all of the different beings that it has assimilated through time and space, especially if we take into consideration the hive mind theory. Now, did it have thoughts and feelings even before it assimilated its first victim? I guess it depends on how you look at it. Do you look at it as a creature, or do you see it more as some form of virus or bacteria? Something with one single objective: to multiply, assimilate, and defend itself. Like most things on this list, it seems like it's up for interpretation, of course, but for what I found, a huge part of the fans out there, they believe in the single cell theory. But I see it as something more. Just because a single cell organism in our planet doesn't have thoughts or feelings, it doesn't mean wherever this thing comes from, single cell organisms aren't fully fleshed thinking beings. And down the rabbit hole we go. Question number two. Do you stop being you once the thing has taken over? Or is there some form of symbiotic relationship between the two of you? This is one of my favorite questions. You continue to act as yourself. Think as yourself until it's time to assimilate or to protect yourself. This is the symbiotic theory in which you and the thing accept each other as one. I actually came across a pretty cool post. It's a fan theory from a short story called The Things. I will be sure to post the link in the comments. I truly don't know what the, etiquette it is in YouTube about me taking a whole post from Reddit and reading it. So I'm just going to post the link in the comments and then you guys can read the whole thing, but I will give you the gist of it. What I found is truly fascinating. It pretty much talks about how the thing assimilation of other beings is simply how it communicates and how it blends its soul with the soul of other creatures. So in this story, the thing is in constant state of fear and confusion, wondering why we are attacking it. I highly recommend you check that out because it is very, very interesting. Now, moving on to the next question on this list. Other than, multiplication, like how it breaks down into different pieces and assimilating other organisms, could the thing reproduce through a traditional way? Like if the thing assimilates a human, can the human get pregnant through the traditional way? I know this is kind of a weird one, and my short answer is yes, it could. But it is directly linked to the next question, which is question number 4. Does the thing want to get laid? Like, it's the thing walking around all like, when you think about it, the answer could seem obvious. This life form does not reproduce by having sex. It simply divides and assimilates, thus basically multiplying. But if it becomes a perfect copy of you, or if you and the thing become one, in either case, it's supposed to replicate and retain your thoughts and feelings, so does the thing want to mate? This is definitely one of the hardest questions to answer, and I guess if I was forced to take a wild guess, I'd say it could be a combination of both. I believe it could have sex, but it wouldn't need to. Let's come up with an example. I'm about to get a little weird here, guys, but here it is. Here we go. Let's say that the thing landed in the headquarters of freaking Pornhub, and while one of the adult film actors is in the restroom, the thing goes and assimilates the actor or actress, either way. Now, again, whether a replica or a symbiotic life form, it has the thought, the feelings, and memories of this particular adult entertainer. So let's say what the particular actor was going to do after using the restroom was to shoot a scene. I believe the thing would go to the set and perform the scene just as the actor would have done, to keep appearances and to not blow its cover. But at the end of the day, I believe unless it had to, it wouldn't. Now, question number 5. Will it assimilate the entire world? And by that I mean the whole world and all of its living organisms. This might have happened before, and we're going to theorize and talk about the possible options and consequences. I have 2 main different options. Option number 1. In this scenario, the thing would have achieved global dominance, with every living organism acting as a potential host for its assimilation. The creature's ability to mimic and replicate cellular structures would extend to plants, enabling to infiltrate and assimilate to their genetic material. As a result, all life would just undergo a drastic transformation. Ecological disruption would take place. The assimilation of plant life will lead to a significant disruption of ecosystems. And as we know, plants are fundamental to many food chains and provide habitats to countless organisms. Their alteration or loss would would affect everything. It would affect herbivores, omnivores, carnivores, everything, all animals. The collapse of plant-based food source could result in widespread famine and ecological imbalances. Let's stay on the plants for 1 second, the fact of the thing assimilating plant matter and how it would reproduce photosynthesis. The thing assimilating plants might retain or replace their photosynthetic capabilities, and this could allow the creature to sustain itself by capturing energy from sunlight. So it would just become a sun-powered, being, similar to plants. However, the manner in which would perform photosynthesis might be distorted or grotesque, reflecting its corrupted nature. In this theory, a world where the thing assimilates all living organisms, including plants, it would just be characterized as a disrupted ecosystem, like an altered biology and the presence of a highly adaptable and insidious creature. It would signify a drastic transformation and a bleak outlook for the survival of any unassimilated life forms, if there's any left, honestly. The final result for this theory and the next one are very similar. Option number 2. Now, this scenario number 2, is an intriguing one and my personal favorite. In this scenario, where the thing assimilates all living organisms, including plants, and replicates exact copies of them, the world could indeed appear unchanged on the surface. A creature's ability to mimic and replicate its host perfectly would mean that the external appearance and behavior of the assimilated organisms, including plants, would remain intact. From a purely visual standpoint, the world might seem unchanged, and the thing would perfectly imitate the original organisms it assimilates. However, it's essential to consider the underlying presence and the nature of the creature. Let's not forget that, taking into consideration the symbiotic theory in which the thing and us become one, the thing seems to become kind of our reptilian brain, so it's like it's us until we have to either assimilate, multiply, or defend ourselves, or to achieve the thing's ultimate goal, which is what I just mentioned, pretty much just to keep expanding and assimilating. So, with this theory, the world I picture it's kind of odd, give me a chance here, because I believe the world would simply continue to be exactly as it is right now. All humans, all animals, all plant life, everything would seem exactly the same, and it would act exactly the same, but maybe in a more efficient way. So everybody would do their job in a bit more efficient way. Plants would do what they do in a more efficient way. But at the end of the day, I do believe there will be a certain demographic of the thing would have a single job, and the single job will be dedicated to science and development. And the science and development will be for us to reach the stars and to keep expanding onto different planets so that we can keep assimilating, But since we've all become, since the thing has become copies of what we have going on in this planet and who we are as people and as animals, it's probably, it's known to be a creature that adapts to its environment, and it seems like the current way things are might be its most comfortable route of maintaining course without being affected by any exterior factors from this planet. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Like I said, guys, I've been going down this rabbit hole for a while. It's getting kind of weird, but that's theory number 2. And as I mentioned earlier, in both scenarios, the final result seems to be the same: to continue to multiply and assimilate. Now we can take that question and make it way smaller, which will be our next question, which is question number 7. And that is, how does a small group of people that have all been assimilated by the thing act when they are by themselves. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say that the thing comes down, and it's just you and your friends or you and your family. Let's say, call it 3 or 4 people, okay? It comes down, it assimilates all of you, and magically, the entire world disappears and you guys are the last people on Earth. So there's nothing else to assimilate except the 4 of you. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe that, all 4 of you would just kind of like stand there like, just like looking at each other, like all like shaking and being like weird things? I don't think that's what would happen whatsoever. I believe you would behave the same exact way you always do. You would talk about the same things, you would crack the same jokes, but ultimately you will have one singular goal in mind, which is to find a way to reach other hosts to assimilate. So it's like being in a band or some sort of business partnership that wants to make it. You're all different individuals with different abilities and thoughts and feelings and memories, but you share this one passion and this one single goal. Now, I want you to take that single passion and single goal and multiply it by 1,000,000 and make it in a way in which you can almost read each other's minds. So it's, so what would a small group of people do? It would definitely gather materials. It would try to put together some form of a spaceship in order to travel, to a different planet and find other life forms to assimilate. That's what it would do. But it wouldn't, I truly don't believe, and again, man, these are weird theories that I'm just coming up with here. I truly don't believe that it would just be this weird communication in between each other in which you don't even say anything, you're just like working like ants, like putting things together. I don't think that's how it will be, because this thing, it assimilates you, it becomes you, like down to the cellular level. We're talking about something that replicates even whatever sickness you might have. If you have cancer or if you have any illness, a heart issue, it's going to also replicate that. So it's replicating 100% of you. So I do believe that it will, the group of people will continue to act as themselves. They'll be building this spaceship, but they will be listening to freaking, Linkin Park. Because the person that was assimilated liked to listen to Linkin Park. So they play Linkin Park while they are at it, trying to achieve the ultimate goal, which is to continue to multiply and assimilate. And man, down the rabbit hole we go. Question number 8 is, what is its lifespan? And in this one, I almost feel like I might have bit more than I could chew, because we're getting into like more, we're almost like leaving science fiction and coming back into science. And that's not my forte. Like, I'm the type of guy, 2 + 2 is 5 sometimes. So, yeah. But I'm going to try for you guys, okay? Now I'm trying for myself because I'm freaking obsessed with this. First of all, let's point out the parasitic nature of the thing. It's hard to come up with a solid answer on whether or not the thing could live without a host, or how long it could live without one. So let's compare it to one of the most common parasites on Earth, roundworms, like Ascaris lymbrocodes. And I already know I butchered that name so freaking hard, guys.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so these roundworms come out of a person's body through their poop. They don't live very long outside a person. If the conditions are good, like it's a damp and suitable soil, roundworm eggs can survive for up to a few months, for what I read. But if it's too hot, too cold, or too dry, they will not last long. It's important to know that these eggs need time to grow and become able to infect other people. They go through a process called embryonation, which takes several weeks and even months. So in this particular case, I believe the thing could not survive without a host, unless the thing is a fully fleshed creature from day one, in which case maybe it could. But if we are considering it to be some form of a parasite, which it really acts as a parasite, I don't think without a host it will last long. That's just my personal opinion, and probably the opinion of a lot of people out there. Again, man, if there's a video for you guys to just chime in the comments and let me know what you think, this is it. I don't know if you can tell, I am very hyped. I'm super curious. I want to know, I want to see you guys being like, dude, you're nuts. You're completely fucked up on this one. This is not like this. It's like this. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about this one. With that said, there's another theory that I thought of, and man, this is gonna be a weird one too, but it's almost realistic. The more weird it gets, the more realistic it becomes in my mind. All right, so lately with all these crazy developments in artificial intelligence, and with Elon Musk talking about us being able to download our consciousness, the more they talk about it and the more they dabble into the technology, the more it's starting to seem that science fiction is becoming actual science, and that, I don't know, guys, if I had to bet a little bit of money on it, I don't know, man. I'd say that we will eventually be able to download our consciousness. I'm not saying necessarily live forever, but we should be able to achieve that. Now, here comes the weird part of it. Imagine that the thing comes from a planet in which humanoids just like you and I, maybe a little bit different, like blue people like Avatar, or who knows, whatever they look like, but humanoid people, they have achieved this level of scientific advancement in which they can download your consciousness. But after trial and error over the years, they realize we simply cannot download our consciousness from a human being onto a machine. It's just not compatible for whatever reason it is. So what happened is that they found a way of downloading your consciousness, and that is by assimilating other organisms. So it's kind of like, it's an organic way of downloading your consciousness onto a different creature. So they came up with this serum or whatever, type of medication that gives an individual the ability of becoming the thing, becoming something that can assimilate other organisms. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly here, guys, and I don't know if you're getting my theory, but yeah, to put it in super simple terms, the thing is almost an organic way of achieving what scientists on Earth are talking about right now, which is downloading consciousness. It's that's what it is. It's downloading consciousness from an organic physical form onto another organic physical form. Yeah, man, these are the things that I think of while I drive at work. It's kind of weird, I know, but I really hope you guys are enjoying this video, because I haven't been this pumped about a creature, about a movie, about something in a while, man. Like it's really puzzling, and all of the questions that come. And dude, like I have all these questions here, and I feel like each question could have had like another like 5 sub questions, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be here for 2 hours, rambling. I want to make it, I want to keep it like as short as possible, but at the same time explaining myself, and being open with you guys about my thoughts, no matter how crazy they seem. And I really want to thank you guys for all your support. 1 second, because this is not the end of the video. I do have a couple side notes and a bonus question. Okay, I got a couple side notes and theories. They'll be quick. Number one, at the beginning of the 1982 movie, we see that there is a dog. I believe it's a husky or maybe an Alaskan Malamute. I'm not the dog expert here, but and that is irrelevant. Anyway, it's being chased by this helicopter. There's this guy, he just keeps on freaking shooting at the dog and missing. And he just misses and misses. Like, I mean, the guy's a terrible shot, and then when they finally land, he takes the grenade and, tries to throw the grenade, but it falls back and it makes their whole freaking helicopter explode. Now, what if, because we've learned that the thing is willing to sacrifice itself for the greater cause. So what if that guy was the thing? What if that dude was missing on purpose? Because he knew that the other thing was going to reach another group that could be assimilated. So what if he was missing all of those shots on purpose? And then he oh, there goes the grenade, it slipped and I killed my partner and the helicopter exploded. I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool theory. Let me know what you think in the comments about that one. Maybe there's some holes that I'm forgetting about. But that might be it. Because, man, here comes the American later and one single shot, boom, right through the eye. And it's like, dude, I don't know. Pretty suspect right there. All right before the very last bonus question, I just want to say that I would love for a new movie about The Thing to come out. I have heard and read that maybe a new movie is in the works or is being talked about, but in my personal opinion, I truly feel they need to abandon the whole group setting of, there's a group of people, then the thing comes in and who is who and who can you trust. I think we need to abandon that one. I think that one has been done twice. Again, I didn't mind the remake. I didn't mind that prequel. It wasn't great, but I didn't mind it at all. But I just feel that the premise has already ran its course and we need to move on from it. So I would love to see, something about the lore of The Thing. Maybe see about its beginnings. Maybe answer some of these questions. And let us know about different creatures that it has assimilated, like its thoughts, its knowledge. Just dive a little more into the lore of The Thing. That would be my pitch if I was trying to pitch a script. I would be like, focus more on The Thing itself and the lore and all of the unanswered questions about the creature itself. And let's make a movie out of it. And now for the final question. This is the bonus question. At the very end of the 1982 movie, we have two guys left. And, everybody always talks and theorizes about which one is the thing. Like, which one is infected. I would like you to pause it right here and go down to the comments and tell me what you think. Just let me know which one do you think is infected, because I'm about to tell you what I think. Alright, I'll tell you. I truly believe they're both not infected. I think they're both human. And I think that it's a magnificent representation of what the underlying theme of the movie is, which is just like distrust. It's the suspicion, like not trusting other. Because if you pay attention, I believe Kurt Russell, I try to pronounce his name properly. Kurt Russell, I believe he was successful in his final attempt to kill the thing. I believe at the end of it all, it's him You can tell the guy's just weak. He's got his bottle of whiskey. He's just like ready to die. It is what it is. And then here it comes.
You the only one who made it?
Not the only one.
Now, if any of these guys was the Thing, they can tell the other one is like completely tired and done. Like it would just be like, I'm not messing around. I'm just gonna like assimilate you right now. Like why are we gonna bullshit here? Why are we gonna talk? I'm just gonna like assimilate you instantly. And another thing that we learned from the 2011 prequel is the Thing cannot reproduce any non-organic material. If you pay attention, when the actor whose name we're going to insert here, because my memory is failing me right now, arrives, you can tell in one of the shots, he's got an earring. He still has an earring on. So I don't think that dude is the Thing. I don't think Kurt Russell is the Thing. I think they're both human. And I believe they're just both going to sit and die there in complete mistrust, until their very last breath, thinking like, oh, he's the Thing. And the other one like, oh, he's the Thing. And that's one of the magical points of the movie. Again, guys, this is a video about the Thing, the creature. Someday I will talk more about the movie and how amazing it is. But for now, this is all I got for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is definitely one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. As I said, I'm super hyped about it. As always, this is the Silver Motion. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you on the next one.